Straight ahead on 12 News, an exciting new addition to the Champlin Park baseball field. But first, an issue usually seen in inner cities that has now spread to the suburbs.
We've seen quite a large uptick starting this summer.
12 News starts right now. Hello, and thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Renslow.
And I'm Mike Johnson. Local police say panhandling is on the rise in the suburbs, including cities like Maple Grove.
So what do police say about the issue? Here's 12 News reporter Delane Cleveland.
Brooklyn Boulevard near Interstate 694 is known mostly for car dealerships.
I tend to go here.
But if you happen to glance out your window Thursday morning near the 694 West off-ramp... I mean, are you here every day, though, or...?
I'm down in Minneapolis a lot, and I'm here, but it's limited.
You'd see Mary standing on the corner with a sign asking for money. We approached her to find out why.
It's better than taking out a loan. Someone could easily balance their budget and make $3,000 a month.
According to local police, Mary is far from the only panhandler who's ventured into the suburbs.
The donations they get may be a little larger than what they're getting in the inner cities, so that's why they're kind of pushing out into the outer ring suburbs. We're not alone in this.
Maple Grove Police Captain Dan Wills says they've seen a spike in panhandling over the past few months that didn't exist in previous years.
We've seen quite a large uptick starting this summer. It's starting to die down a little bit in the fall now that we've been actually going to deal with the panhandlers on a more routine basis.
In Maple Grove, Captain Wills says panhandlers tend to congregate at high traffic areas like Cub Foods.
Typically people are pretty passive. They'll have their sign out asking for money donations, but what we're seeing now is people are bouncing around to different locations where they're getting the most money.
Instead of giving panhandlers money, police encourage people to donate to local charities that specialize in helping those in need.
When people get these short-term donations, we don't know what they're spending it on. And a lot of times if they're back asking for more money again, then maybe they're not putting the money where they should be.
That's one reason why police provide panhandlers with information on social service agencies that can get them help. The ultimate goal is to get people like Mary off the street corner.
If I get talked to by the cops, I'll quit.
In Brooklyn Center, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Police say that panhandling is protected by the First Amendment, but it is illegal to aggressively panhandle. If you see a panhandler blocking traffic, touching people, or touching cars, you're encouraged to dial 911.
North Memorial Hospital and now Maple Grove Hospital are home to a unique program to help victims of domestic violence.
Most victims ultimately do get out of that abusive relationship, but they can't do it alone. They need to have somebody or something like Safe Journey to help them each step of the way.
And today at North Memorial, Carla McGray shared her family's story of domestic violence. Carla researched the story of her aunt who shot and killed her spouse in the 1950s. She ultimately plans to share the story in a book.
I think it has shown me how deep-seated the humiliation of living in a violent relationship can be for the individual, and then ultimately for the family as well.
Safe Journey has a confidential support group at North Memorial, and they are starting one soon in Maple Grove.
A Columbia Heights man is accused of assaulting his girlfriend, who is 8 months pregnant, then leading police on a chase into a Maple Grove neighborhood. According to charges filed, Donta Adams led police on a 10-mile chase that started in Minnetonka and went north along Highway 169. Police eventually arrested Adams after he crashed into trees in a Maple Grove neighborhood, and police found him hiding in a shed near Eagle Lake.
Thanks to some big donations, there's a brand new addition at Champlin Park High School. 7 new towers of lights at the Champlin Park Rebels baseball field now provide the opportunity for nighttime baseball. It's the first time the high school baseball field has ever had lights. It was made possible by $225,000 in donations from the Champlin Park Baseball Association and the Hennepin County and Twins Community Grant Fund.
I think taxpayers would say, oh, these are the extras, or the things that you don't need to run a program. And by having those outside resources come in, totally donated to the district and to Champlin Park High School, we're able to provide this for our students and for our community.
And to thank the donors, a special lighting ceremony will be held at the Champlin Park baseball field tonight. That's Thursday evening, starting at 6 o'clock. In Robbinsdale, there is a trick to getting lots of treats.
That's true. Eric Nelson is live in Robbinsdale this evening to explain. Hi, Eric.
Well, that's right, Mike and Alex. Here in Robbinsdale, you got to give to get. They've got a special thing going on tonight here in the downtown part of the city, and joining me now is the city manager, Marcia Glick, aka Cleopatra. Those are some, that's a cool getup.
Oh, thank you. Good to have friends with these sorts of things lying around the house.
Yeah, and this is the second annual Give to Get. Explain what the premise is behind this.
Sure. This is the second annual Give and Get. That's the Chamber of Commerce celebration here with the Halloween weekend starting. We are taking donations to Prism Food Shelf, and those children that give something to the food shelf will get a little prize in return. But it's also trick-or-treating for everybody. We've got 17 businesses in downtown Robbinsdale that are participating today. And so they just check in here and get started in the route.
And it really is win-win, and the message to the youngsters is, hey, I come out, do something good, and I get something good back in return.
That's right, and there is a need for getting food to our food shelves, not just at Christmas time when the traditional food drives are done. So this just gives us an opportunity to get a jump start on that season.
So this goes for about a couple hours, and you expect a lot of youngsters out here tonight with their parents.
We have bandanas for the first 250 kids. This is our second year. Last year we had nearly 200 children participating, so we're expecting to have about the same or more this year.
All right, thanks, Marcia, and congrats. Costume might be the winner tonight.
All right, looking forward to the big prize. Thank you.
All right, that's Marcia Glick, the city manager here in Robbinsdale. Once again, it's Give to Get. Reporting live in Robbinsdale, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
All right, thanks much, Eric, and to Cleopatra over
As
there.
well.
Coming up, a standout student at Heritage Christian who leads by example.
And then later in sports, singles and doubles play is underway at the State Girls Tennis Tournament.
But first, a Friday warm-up. Temperature is expected to reach the upper 60s. We'll be right back.
With winter not too far away, the Salvation Army is making sure families in need get warm clothing for their children. And today was the 31st annual Coats for Kids giveaway. At the Salvation Army in Brooklyn Park, families received stocking caps, jackets, gloves, and other winter items.
Coats can get expensive, especially if you have more than one child. So being able to come here and get a free coat that may be $50 or more really breaks the stress for clients having to keep their children warm this winter. That's not something you want to have to worry about.
Anyone interested in donating winter gear can find more information on givecoats.org. Today's standout student takes us to Heritage Christian Academy in Maple Grove.
Neil Persley introduces us to Crosby Kuehl, a student who is taking the road less traveled.
Dear Father, I just thank you that we had this opportunity to come to school today and just worship you.
For a young man considering a career path somewhere in the ministry field, leading the morning prayer for his class during chapel is a natural for Crosby Kuehl.
To be alongside your friends and singing and worshiping, like, it doesn't get much better than that. Right now, I'm fairly committed to going to Colorado Christian University in Lakewood, Colorado, and I'm looking at getting involved in ministry or business majors there. So I think after college, I'd like to focus on ministry.
I think of the way that Crosby loves and cares for people, and at the same time, the way that he knows the Word and loves the Lord. I could see him as being somebody who is excellent in the world of ministry.
What's up, Sarah?
Although he has taken more challenging science and math courses and has a strong 4.0 grade point average, Crosby said his relational and creative side is where he's most comfortable.
He's been involved in leading our chapel worship time, singing, playing music, doing things like that. He's the president of our National Honor Society, and so in an elite group of students, he's got a leadership role amongst them.
Along with a brilliant mind and the ability to connect with people on many different levels, Crosby rounds out his high school experience by also playing on the basketball and baseball teams.
Maybe I'm just like a friendly face that kind of walks around the halls of Heritage. That try to have a good attitude day by day.
In Maple Grove, Neil Persley, 12 News.
And coming up, helping to light the way for the little ghosts and goblins this Halloween.
But first, highlights from some close races at the Section 6 Cross Country Championships. John Jacobson is in next.
Section 6AA is always one of the toughest sections in Minnesota cross country. Runners lace them up to run for spots in the state meet of the 6AA Championships Wednesday. And we'll start with the girls' race. It's a pretty good finish as Edina's Amanda Mosberg and Wayzata's J.C. Thompson battle the finish line. Mosberg holding off Thompson for the win, and the Hornets win the team title. Renee Anderson and Elizabeth Klecker of Hopkins also qualify for the state meet. It's an even better finish in the boys' race. Hopkins' Seth Eliason gives it all to hold off a late charge by Wayzata's Khalid Hussein. Eliason's winning time 15:33.4, 0.2 of a second ahead of Hussein. The Trojans dominate the race, though. The team gets 6 runners in the top 10 and easily wins the team championship. Here are the final team scores. Wayzata wins the boys meet with Edina second. Both teams on to state. Minnetonka is third with Hopkins fourth. Armstrong is seventh. Benilde St. Margaret's eighth and Cooper 12th. Edina and Minnetonka are the top 2 finishers and state qualifiers for the girls. Wayzata is third and Washburn fourth. Among the other local schools, Hopkins places 6th with Armstrong 8th, Benilde 9th, and Cooper 11th. We'll have highlights from the Section 5AA meet Friday starting at 4 on 12 News. The team portion of the state girls tennis tournament wrapped up Wednesday with Matamidi and Blake winning titles. Singles and doubles play got started Thursday morning. Sydney Stern and Samantha Stevenson of Wayzata facing Woodbury's Delaney and Mackenzie Schermacher in the first round of the Class AA doubles. Off the Stevenson serve, it's Sydney Stern there with the point for Wayzata. Later in the set, Delaney Schermacher with a couple of returns here on Stern. The second one, a winner for a Woodbury point. At the end of a good rally, it's Stern and Stevenson each getting a return in here. Stevenson with the overhead winner for a point, but it's the Schermacher sisters winning the match in the end. 6-4, 6-3 is the final. Stevenson and Stern are in the consolation play this afternoon. Maple Grove Zoe Atkins lost today in singles play. Some of the top volleyball teams in the area get started with section play Thursday night. Section 5-3A is a particularly tough section. Wayzata is the second seed in 5-3A, behind 2-time defending state section champion Champlin Park, and just ahead of third-seeded Osseo. All 3 of those teams are ranked in the top 10 in the state, making this a rugged road to state for whichever team wins.
I'm pleased that we're among those best teams in the state, and that we have 3 of them. Just shows the talent level in the area. And so, but yet Champlin's a dynamite team, and Osseo's got a lot of great players, and it should be a really interesting battle. And we're all vulnerable to upset by kind of those middle-level teams too. They're good teams as well.
The Trojans play 10th-seeded Rogers in the quarterfinals tonight, Thursday at Wayzata, while Champlin Park is home to face Orono and Osseo host Delano. The semifinals are next Wednesday at the site of the highest remaining seed. In football, Maple Grove has made it to the Final Four in Class 6A the past 2 seasons. As Jay Wilcox reports, they have momentum coming into this year's playoffs.
After a couple of hiccups earlier this season, Maple Grove rattled off 4 straight wins, and they carry a 6-2 record into the postseason.
We started off a little rough at the first start of the season. Now we're just turning it up, and we're pretty much peaking right now. So.
As the number 2 seed in Section 5, Maple Grove drew Roseville in the first round.
They're a very good team. They beat Woodbury by 20. They took Mounds View to overtime, so they're probably the best 7 seed. And so we know we're playing a good opponent, and we're looking forward to it. And they got a lot of skillful kids.
Maple Grove pulled out a 28-27 thriller over Prior Lake in Week 7, scoring in the last 30 seconds for the win. It's the type of game that has them ready for playoff time.
Our defense, we're yelling, protect our record. And protect our record, get 6-2 instead of 5-3, and then we got a 2 seed, so
we fought our way through after the 2 losses against Edina and Prairie, protect our record, and winning out the rest of the season.
I think the Prior Lake game helped immensely. I think just because we had to win it at the end and we were put in a tough spot and we had the confidence knowing with 2 minutes left we're going to be okay. And so that was a big win, and they're playing good football. That's a team that's going to scare some people.
It's a confident group that's ready to take aim at a deep playoff run. Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
Maple Grove and Roseville kick off at 7 o'clock Friday night at Maple Grove, one of a host of games involving area teams coming up Friday.
All right, games to watch. Thanks a lot, John. In Local Vote 2016, we have 2 candidates who don't face opposition running for New Hope City Council.
Andy Hoffe is seeking his 4th term on the council, and Eric Lammle was first elected in 2008.
Hi, I'm Andy Hoffe, running for re-election to the New Hope City Council. Serving New Hope residents has been a privilege. Working together to find solutions to our problems is challenging and rewarding. My priorities for New Hope are passing sustainable city budgets that promote fiscal responsibility, moving forward to redevelop our business and commercial areas, especially city center, keeping our neighborhoods vibrant, safe, and secure, and then growing citizen involvement to help find innovative ways to provide necessary city services and programs. I want to continue to be your voice on the City Council. Contact me with your ideas and concerns about New Hope's future. Together we can find solutions and improve our city. I want to be your voice for common sense government. Please vote for me on November the 8th.
My name is Eric Lammle, and I'm running for re-election to the New Hope City Council. I was elected to serve you 8 years ago, and I'm running for another 4 years to continue to improve our city. Since elected, I've had many accomplishments, including the Hy-Vee and city center improvements. We've started almost 70 new single-family homes in New Hope. A number of our industrial and retail properties have been renovated or newly constructed, and we have made more progress on road improvements than ever before. We've made our parks and our ice arena more vital, but more progress is yet to come, with luxury apartments and a Dunkin' Donuts proposed in our city. New Hope is already great. Please re-elect me to the New Hope City Council so I can keep working hard for you to make our city even greater.
Still ahead, a Halloween freebie that helps keep kids safe.
We'll be right back.
Well, finally, here's a Halloween freebie to help kids and parents stay safe on Halloween night.
AAA offices throughout Hennepin County, including this one in Maple Grove, are giving out free safety kits through October 31st. Inside, there's safety tips, but also a glow light wristband that blinks and can help keep trick-or-treaters visible when it gets dark.
We realize that that's a really fun holiday for people, but we just want to make sure that they're aware of the potential risks associated with that and try to give them tips on what they can do to be more safe on Halloween night.
The Maple Grove office of AAA is located on Grove Drive. And that's all the news for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
And as we say goodbye, we take another look at Robbinsdale's Give and Get. Have a good night, everyone.